Good morning. Today's day 2 of my vlog, my 30-day of vlogging. I scratched my eye and I am trying to get motivated, to go work out. And so you guys get to watch me take my pre-workout. Watch this. Well, that's gonna kick in pretty quick. All right, awesome. Shameless plug, first form, whatever this stuff is. I'll post the link. Okay, there goes a minute out of my blog. Okay, so today what I wanted to talk about, what I call it, is embracing the snuggle. It is something that I'm coming to terms with, sounds bad. Coming to terms with snuggling my children. Okay, I lied. I know I said it would be unedited, but I have to do some editing because my phone ran out of storage space when I was making the video. And here's take 2. I mean, we'll see what happens. I might just upload this one. Okay, so I just wasted 15 seconds out of my my less than 5-minute 30-day challenge to vlog every day. So today I want to talk about something I call it embracing the snuggle. So what I mean by that is, not everybody here knows me super well, but those of you do know that I am not a snuggler. I'm not a hugger. If someone tries to hug, I'm like, hey, high five. Yeah. I'm not touchy-feely. My husband loves that about me. Sorry, babe. But I'm just not. And I have 5 kids, 3 from my womb and 2 from another mother. And so I'm just not snuggly. And my 16-year-old, so I have 3 that are mine and that I gave birth to and breastfed and whatever, for the most part. And I just am not a snuggler. And Elijah, my oldest, he's now 16, was not a snuggler. And he's just busy, like this crazy whirlwind of energy. And the only time that he ever sat to snuggle was when he was gonna fall asleep. And that's just how it was. And then I have these other 2, and now they're 4 and 2, and they're snugglers. The 4-year-old is a snuggler, and he's very sensitive, very soft, very sweet, cries a lot. And then the littlest is, I'm not gonna say sweet. He's a snuggler, but he's mean. So he's totally got the mean for me and the snuggle from his dad. Anyway, my point is, embrace the snuggle. I am learning to really enjoy it because I love holding and hugging my babies. And I realize, especially now, because they're sick, the 4-year-old is sick and he's had a fever for almost a week, it feels. I mean, and very sensitive, and as much as I want to be like, oh, get off me, get your hand out of my shirt, oh my gosh. I know I sound like a cold mother, but that's just how I am. I'm learning to just take that moment and breathe them in and hold my little snuggle chunks, as I like to call them, because my 16-year-old does not snuggle with me, and I didn't realize how awesome it is to actually sit there and enjoy and hold your babies and enjoy them for a little bit. I think about this often. I think about Quinn, my smallest one. I think about how, he was not planned. It was, I'm not gonna say an accident, but it definitely wasn't planning on having any more. I was actually in show prep and trying to, lose baby weight from the 4-year-old, and well, he was 2 at the time or whatever, and I couldn't lose weight. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I cried, and I was so mad and upset. But now I realized that God really put him in my life to teach me a lesson. One of it was to just embrace what God is giving me, these children, these crazy little beings. And for those of you that don't know my whole story, fast forward, I was pregnant with Quinn. And right after I had him, our house was hit with one of the floods here in San Marcos, Texas. And so there was all this craziness about that. But then also I was diagnosed with cancer shortly after that. So ovarian cancer, and I did chemo, and I can't have babies anymore. So we took everything out. And I wasn't planning on having any more, but just the thought of that and knowing that this child, you know, with this emergency C-section, with this little being, this little guy, he saved my life. And I think about that often, and I think about how, you know, I hold him because, you know, he was never my plan, but he was definitely God's plan. And that little shit saved my life, and he didn't even know it. You know, if I never had him, I never would have known about the ovarian cancer growing in my body quickly, apparently. So anywho, since the babies have been sick, I just let me put this down. I have to explain this embrace the snuggle thing. So with Quinn, he's like a puppy. Okay, so any of you have 2-year-olds, you should understand this. Daniel also explains, you know, compares toddlers to gremlins, very much so. But I'm thinking of a cute little puppy that loves to terrorize everything and eat your shoes and knock things over. And you just pick up that puppy and you're just like, oh my God. Ugh! And they just look at you like, what's up? Give you that face, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hold you, I wanna snuggle you because you're so freaking cute. That is my Quinn. And I was thinking about this the other night. I went over my 5 minutes, but whatever. So I haven't had sleep in like a week, and because the babies are fighting over me and fighting over my pillow and who wants to snuggle me, and they're crying in the middle of the night, and one's throwing up, whatever. We're stressed, right? And Quinn, who still uses his binky, which I know that's a no-no, sorry, has his binky in his mouth, and I just want him to sleep, right? And so he's laying on my stomach, and I'm like, just go to sleep. Go to sleep, child. You know, like the slightly lovingly heavy pat. Y'all know that. And he's just moving and headbutting me in the nose with his forehead, and then like moving his arms and then sticking his finger up my nose. And so lovingly, you know, he's laying on my chest, and I pick him up and I'm like, Quinn, and I'm looking at him. It's dark, but I can still see him, you know, and I'm like, Quinn, stop moving. You know, I'm not shaking my child, but I just hold him up in front of my face, and I'm laying down, and I say, please, I was like, just go to sleep. I was like, go to sleep, stop moving, lay down, be still. And I'm holding him, and I'm looking at him, and he's like this. Mind you, this cute little chubby cheek thing with the binky in his mouth, he's like this. And sucking on the binky. Just looks at me in the eye like, I don't understand, Mommy, I love you, and you love me too. Sucks on the binky, and all I could think is like, oh, he's so cute. Hold him, snuggle him, hold him just till he falls asleep. I know this is setting up all of those little no-nos. You're like, you don't need to like sleep with your babies at night or cope, whatever. Either way, I love it and I hate it all at the same time. So embrace the snuggle. Just know that they grow up so fast. My 16-year-old, he's 16, and we're not very huggy people, but every now and then he'll come up and he'll give me a hug, and you know, and I'm like, get back here, hug me more, you know, get down here and sit on the couch and watch TV with me, but I'm tired, sleep on the couch, I don't care, I just want you next to me. So just know, those of you that have toddlers, that one day they're going to be big and you're going to want to hold them, and even though you're smaller than them, you can still grab them and give them a hug or whatever, but you're going to miss it. You know, they'll be in high school all day, and they'll be at a track meet, and you see how big your child is, and you want to, you know, you just want to squeeze them, but they're, you know, twice your size. And so enjoy it while they're little, embrace the snuggle, embrace it now, and you know, kind of season them to hug you, and then they're also seasoning me to hug them and teaching me to be a somewhat softer person. Somewhat. I still don't really, I hug my husband for the most part when he needs it, but you can ask anyone. I'm not touchy-feely, but I'm learning to embrace it, and I love my babies. And in the thick of it, when you feel like you're going to cry on the bathroom floor because you're so tired, when your kids are sick for a week, or you're stressed with work and all that stuff, and your baby wants to hold you, instead of just say not right now or check a Facebook status, take the hug. Good night, or goodbye, good night, whatever. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm tired. I'm gonna go work out.